You ever watch 5 years of your life get stolen right in front of you, while everyone around you claps? That was me, sitting in that stale conference room that smelled like burnt coffee and cheap carpet cleaner, pretending to celebrate my own betrayal. My name's Ethan Cole. I'm 44, and yesterday the promotion I bled for was handed to my boss's daughter. 3 months on the job. No experience. Just a shiny degree and the right last name. I smiled. I clapped. Everyone did. But inside, something snapped. When the applause died, my boss, Robert King, slapped me on the back and said, "Couldn't have done it without you, Ethan." Yeah, I'd been her babysitter, her tutor, her crash course in operations. 5 years of weekend work, perfect reviews, saving this company from one disaster after another. And now my reward was training my replacement. When the room cleared, Robert asked me to stay. Loosened his tie, tried to look sympathetic. You understand, right? Madison brings fresh ideas. It's nothing personal. I smiled right back. Oh, I understand perfectly. And for the first time in a long time, my head was crystal clear. I joined King Industrial in 2019, right after my divorce. 44 years old, starting over, broke but hungry to rebuild. I worked like a man possessed, late nights, early mornings, troubleshooting equipment failures across 4 states. I didn't just keep this place running, I made it better. Robert used to tell me, "Your management material, Ethan. Be patient." And I was. I missed weekends with my daughter. I stayed late when shipments were delayed. I believed him. Then 6 months ago, he mentioned his daughter might join the company. I thought she'd start at the bottom like the rest of us. Nope. She started next door to Robert's office, with a title and salary I could only dream about. At first, I trained her. She was polite. She said thank you. But she didn't know this business. She'd never walked a warehouse floor at 2 a.m. to stop a shipment from getting lost. Never had a client threaten to cancel a $2 million account if we missed a deadline. She was playing dress-up with my career on the line. 3 weeks ago, I stayed late finishing quarterly reports. Heard voices down the hall. Robert and James Mitchell, one of the board members. "You said Ethan was ready for promotion," James said. "He is," Robert answered. "But Madison's family. She's got the degree. He'll stay. He's got a kid, alimony payments. He needs this job. He'll fall in line." Fall in line. Like I was some horse they'd just broken. I stood there in the hallway for 30 seconds, staring at the carpet, listening to them plan my future like I wasn't even human. Then I left without a sound, went home, and didn't sleep a minute that night. The next morning, I came in early. Watched how Robert started including Madison in executive meetings, how managers began deferring to her. And in that conference room yesterday, as everyone cheered for her promotion, I felt something break. Except it wasn't anger. It was freedom. I opened my laptop and wrote my resignation letter right there. Hands steady as stone. At 4:30 p.m., I knocked on Robert's door, handed him the envelope. "Is this a joke?" he asked. "No, sir. You can't be serious. You're leaving because Madison got the job?" I stayed silent. Let him panic. "What about your daughter? Your responsibilities?" And there it was, the leverage he thought he had over me. "I'll manage," I said. He threatened my reference, called me childish, unprofessional, told me no company would hire a quitter. I didn't argue. I didn't defend myself. "I'll finish my 2 weeks," I said. "Train Madison on everything she needs to know. But after that, I'm done." By the end of my notice period, Madison was drowning. Clients were furious, contracts were at risk, and Robert was scrambling to control fires he didn't understand. A week later, I had 3 job interviews. Silver Ridge Industries offered me the same title Robert had promised me for years, Regional Operations Director, with 30% more pay. And they wanted my client relationships, the ones I'd spent 5 years building. 6 months later, sitting in my new office, my new boss slid a business magazine across my desk. King Industrial Regional Division collapses amid nepotism scandal. Robert had been fired. Madison had resigned and gone back to school. The company lost 4 major accounts, including every one I used to manage. I set the magazine down and stared out my window. I didn't feel triumphant. I didn't feel angry. I just felt free. If you've ever been underestimated, written off, or replaced by someone who didn't earn it, this is your reminder. You don't have to fall in line. You can walk away. You can choose yourself. Tell me in the comments. Have you ever had to watch someone less qualified take what you worked for? How did you handle it?